Alright, bro, what's going on, y'all? I'm bringing you guys another video, and I just realized how good I look in this do-rag. You see this do-rag? I should wear more of my do-rag. I didn't think it would look this good on camera, but yeah, this video, I'm going to be talking about the conversation around Luka and how this been building ever since last year when he missed the playoffs. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So we all know about Luka Doncic. We all know he's already an all-time great talent. I felt he was already on that trajectory before he even reached the NBA. He was very accomplished in the EuroLeague. Folks didn't take it serious because they don't take European accomplishments serious. So when he got into the league, he averaged 25 and 5 in his rookie season. Only LeBron, Tyreek Evans has done that. Then he go into his second season, and this is when he started racking up all NBAs in a row. And then this was the season, literally right after Dirk retired. He took the mantle of being the guy, and he succeeded. Now, the first season, they ended up beating the Clippers in the playoffs. And what's crazy, the Clippers were supposed to get them out of there in 5. But the way Luka took over that series, even hit a game winner in that series to prepare them to like a game 6 situation, yeah, folks changed their tune about the Mavericks. Then we go into the next season. We all know that was a shortened season. A lot of stuff was going on. KP was still battling through injuries and stuff like that. And they meet the Clippers again in the playoffs. And this time they took them to 7. And it was just a weird series all around because they beat them twice at home. Then the Clippers beat them twice at home. It was just like flip flopping. Then the Clippers with they experience in the playoffs, they ended up shining through. And I think Luka was dealing with some type of nerve issue in his neck or shoulder or something like that. So yeah, it was like it is what it is, right? You just force it, you move on. And then the next year, Luka Doncic was having another great season, but this time KP was still battling through injuries, and the Mavericks feel like, okay, so he's not. He's obviously, him and Luka don't have the best relationship as of right now because they both young, up and coming stars, right? KP even said on JJ Ray podcast that he wasn't mature enough to have a great relationship with Luka on the court and actually take it serious. He even said he admitted to like basically quitting on games in the playoffs in 2021. So that should tell you all you need to know. And then the fact that he was battling through injuries, it was it was just a it was just a storm that was brewing. So they had to fix this. So what they did was they just sold low on Kristaps Porzingis. So they just got Dallas Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie, who folks didn't like him in that Wizards locker room. So the Wizards decided to trade him, and they get Kristaps Porzingis, and the Mavericks just started to like continue to win games they wasn't supposed to win. The new contributions making an impact on the team. Jalen Brunson taking another leap when Luka was hurt. Dorian Finney-Smith, he still provided good defense. Reggie Bullock, he was still serviceable. He was still, I say he was good. And a couple other additions I can't think of right now. But yeah, those it was like something that was actually like sustainable, right? And now I'm trying to see who did they face first in the playoffs again. I think they faced the Jazz, okay? And then I forgot who they faced the second round. It wasn't the Grizzlies, it wasn't the Warriors. It was the Suns. They faced the Suns in the second round. And guess what? The Suns was a 60-win team. They was a 60-win team. They were supposed to get the Mavericks by here, but Devin Booker, he was recovering hamstring injuries that he sustained in the first round. Chris Paul, his age called up to him. Like, he was giving his all that first round series versus the Pelicans. And he just ran out of gas, and allegedly he was playing through illness too. So, yeah, in the Mavericks, they took care of business. Now, I was trying to talk trash to Luka again. He said everybody talking they up. So, guess what happened? he proceeded to win the next 2 games. So that's what you call stand up business. But yeah, they went to the conference finals. Like, nobody expected the Mavericks to be in the conference finals this year. Not at all. And folks would say otherwise, they just straight up telling you a lie. That's basically what it is. So yeah, they went to the conference finals and they ended up winning a game, but the Warriors was just too much. And I'm just trying to see like why is Draymond Green going on podcast and said we really wasn't favored. I was laughing with Steph, and I'm surprised we winning these games. You really faced the Grizzlies with no job, and you faced a young You faced a team that really didn't have experience making deep playoff runs with the Mavs. Who did they play first round? The Nuggets with no Jamal Murray, MPJ. Yeah, okay, it is what it is. But yeah, we gonna go to the next season, and this next season right here was like detrimental. And the off season was detrimental, and that's what led to the next season being horrific. So, Jalen Brunson, he had the option to resign 4 years, 55 million before the season started. So the Mavericks, they decided to wait. They decided to wait until like mid-season to try to retalk or spark up negotiations again. So we get to the midway point, because Jalen Brunson, he said on Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, All the Smoke podcast, that he wasn't really willing to do negotiation mid-season, but once he saw him like producing at high levels without Luka, guess what? He wanted to spark up negotiations. Mavericks still said they wanted to wait. So go to all season. Mark Cuban said they could pay Jalen Brunson the most money. And once again, they proceeded to do nothing. Like, and then we go into the season. Look who Luka had on that 21-22 roster. Like that, no improvements. Just the same roster with a downgrade, because now you don't even have at least a secondary scorer to even offset Luka production. So we go into the season. They struggling. They need a spark. So what they did was they decided to trade assets, as key contributing assets. At least one of them was key in contributing, and that was Dorian Finney-Smith, and Spencer Dinwiddie, plus all the picks they they have remaining, and they trade them for Kyrie Irving. So I'm just trying to figure out why in the world. Okay, so Kyrie Irving. Folks go back and forth who's better between Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving at this moment. But at that moment, you look at it, you say, I understand Kyrie was better at that time, but why would you not resign the worst player at a cheaper price when he was doing good in Luka's absence? Now you have to give up assets that's probably gonna lead to like actual top first round talents, because guess what? If Luka leaves within the next 2 years, this situation is cooked, and the Nets have your pick. So that's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem, because that made no sense to me. Now the defense had to suffer because of that. That was one of the worst defenses post Kyrie Irving trade. I'm not blaming him whatsoever, because he's only one guy. He was there to provide secondary scoring to Luka. That's not his job to play defense. The roster as a whole, that's the GM fault for stripping down one of their best defenders on the team. And now you're left with Reggie Bullock at the 4. You left with Josh Green, who folks go just iffy about. Kyrie, Luka. Then you had Dwight Powell at the 5. That wasn't gonna get the job done. So guess what? They proceeded to miss the playoffs, and the 2 losses they sustained that caused them to miss the playoffs was the Hornets and the Hornets again. Those are 2 horrible losses that prevented them from missing the play-in in general. They missed the play-in. So, okay, we go into that. We gonna talk about the all season they had. So they decided to sign Grant Williams. They decided to sign Seth Curry. I'm trying to see. They re-signed Dwight Powell for some locker room presence, I guess. But yeah, it was just minimal improvement, because they also had to worry about re-signing Kyrie to a big deal. So that just limited all their future moves. Just from that contract alone, they could easily re-sign Jalen Brunson 4 years, 55. Now you have to pay Kyrie Irving like what, 4 years? What he got, like 135, 140 or something like that? I could that big number could be wrong. I think it could be higher, but yeah, you have to do all that. Now we're going to this season. This season, they started out good. Well, actually, I think did they start out good? I think they started out pretty mid. Then at one point they won like 7 of their last 8 after this trade they did where they had to send out Grant Williams and another first round pick, or plus Steph Curry to get PJ Washington. I didn't like that move at all. I'm not gonna front. Then another move they did, I think they sent out another first. I could be wrong on that, for Daniel Gafford. I mean, now you just throwing out first like candy now. So they got those two moves. And I think prior or after. No, it was definitely prior to those moves. They was winning at a high rate, and I thought they was going to, at one point, get the 6th seed. Well, they are still the 8th seed, and they have a potential to go down even lower. Even after these moves, mind you, these moves were seen as upgrades. I gave them like an A minus in the trade deadline video I gave them. So I don't know where can you fix this, and I believe the only problem that you can only fix is the coach at this point, because folks throwing all this heat on Luka for no reason at all. For no reason at all. And I'm gonna get into the point per game argument in a second. But yeah, Jason Kidd is a head coach. He has no feel for the game. He's putting out horrible lineups when either Luka or Kyrie sits. He's like doing weird stuff with like Derek Lively, man, which I don't understand. Like, if Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford, like, it all depends on how they perform. If Derek Lively is performing, why are you benching him? What is the point of that? And Jason, and you can tell, folks, the Mavericks fan base are like fed up with Jason Kidd. Fed up. Like, the heat he gets is way worse than the heat the Lakers fans give Darvin Ham. I'm telling you that right now. And what's so crazy, Darvin Ham don't even deserve probably, I'd say like 35 to 40% of the criticism he get. Jason Kidd deserves all of it. Bro, his offense, what's his offense? What's his offense? Then he just blame players. Okay, I guess most coaches do it. But yeah, his offense sucked. His after timeout sucked. His rotation sucked. What is he like good at? At least Darvin Ham have actual sets that he can go to that produce at high levels. Now that's when he go to them, or when D'Angelo or LeBron go to them. But Jason Kidd, on the other hand, no. I just don't understand. But yeah, and now I'm finna talk about the Luka. Watch Luka's getting all this heat. So, like I said a year ago, I saw a video of Legend Win, right? He talked about how the conversation around Luka is going to change. It's going to change fast, and folks gonna say the points per game argument about in favor or against Luka. So he talked about against Luka because now, as an individual talent, he's an all-time great talent, right? But they're using the numbers against him because they feel like he's not producing well as a teammate to actually propel his team to the playoffs, right? And in the argument for is they trying to defend him at all costs because of the numbers, and is the reason why Luka is not going to be actually held responsible for his team's underperforming at in the regular seasons. And this is my thought process on it. So this whole thing, like, I'm probably I'm for Luka in this case. I'm just gonna put that out there. So the argument that that's trying to go against being for him is like, I don't understand it, because if SGA and B, Giannis, if these guys that are averaging 30 points and maybe a double in some cases can actually produce and actually have team success, that speaks more about the general manager, the front office in general, and the head coach. I don't understand why Luka cannot average 39-9, and folks say, "Oh, you have to do something different." That's never been heard before. Now, in Michael Jordan case, I can see that, right? Like, but guess what? At times, yeah, he did need, the thing he needed was an offensive structure. The Mavericks don't have an offensive structure. That offensive structure left when Rick Carlisle decided to leave. That's when the offensive structure left. So that's the argument that you can say that if you want to say that Luka got to do something different. Actually, a lot of things need to be different before I get to Luka. To be honest with you, we need to have way more consistency with with the role players. Kyrie Irving needs to be more consistent. Folks say Kyrie Irving probably need the ball more in some cases. Okay, uh, isn't that the coach's job to try to put Kyrie Irving in the best situations where when he's on the court with Luka, he can actually dominate and they can both like coincide with each other. But Luka, he's him being all time great. You get unreasonable expectations. I just disagree with that because if why his numbers have to, let's say he go from, what's his average right now, 33. Let's say he go to like back to 26 and he put up the same efficiency. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. If anything, folks going to even give Luka even more for his points per game dropping. We can never win. And that's really unfortunate because folks thinking him putting up these 38 or 39-9 seasons is the reason why they losing is like totally inaccurate. Totally inaccurate. Because like I just outlined, SGA, Giannis, and Embiid before he got hurt was averaging 30 plus a game and his team was winning games. Now in Giannis' case, the coaching, that's probably the outlier. But SGA, he has a good up and coming young head coach, Mark Daniel, I think that's his name. Embiid, he had he has right now Nick Nurse. So yeah, I just don't get it. I just have to make this video real quick because I just didn't like the conversation around Luka, and I'll probably make another video on another topic today because this might be a 2-for-1 day. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and this is your boy Terrell. I'm out.